What is going on? I'm Zedmot, and this week back to work is painful. I don't know about you guys, but I got code Zedmot in the shop. We're gonna jump in, and my New Year's resolution this year is to get these videos recorded where I'm not waking up and sipping on coffee and doing my first attacks in 17 hours. So this tech tree, I'm going to show you two different tech trees. We're going to do a bunch of live hits. They're probably going to suck. I'm hopefully going to claim in gold. The first tech tree we're going to show you is this one where I've got rocket choppas. And if you do the math, I believe I am 19 keys from heavy choppas, which means that I desperately need to claim in gold. I do have two chests, but would really be nice to get that second chest using heavy choppas and rocket choppas. Now, oddly enough, I've been beating, like, fairly consistently people with rocket choppas. Let's just see what this person is using. Rocket choppas with heavy choppas. Now, this is where my tech choices, I don't really know if I made the right choice or not, but it was the choice and I have made it. I went and got building health before heavy choppas. I don't know if that's why I'm winning against heavy choppas. Definitely feeling some FOMO though. Really wanting those heavy choppas. So we're gonna go and get them. Rocket choppas getting harder and harder to keep alive. At the 3 engine room level, it is quite difficult. At the 4 engine room level, it's easier. But as you see, we start to run into things like shock blasters and the like. So we're going to go up to the right here. Then we're going to come back to there. And I'm going to try to drop a boat of rifles at P1 here, like late-ish, and hopefully that they can get in and distract things. Don't have high hopes. Probably setting myself up for a fizzle, but you know what? I think we probably should go left instead. Going, like, what I was thinking was we could go up, get these ones, come down here, get this, and at the same time, we'd have some rifles sneaking up, but there's just too many cannons there. I don't think that's a great idea. So let's just keep it simple, stupid, and we will drop you into there. We will drop you over here. And then, like I said, keeping it to the simplest of the simples, and all of you guys over here. No flares, no shocks, just troops walking up, shock blasters doing their darndest to kill all of our troops, and they do a great job of killing our troops, sadly, but there goes that. We've gotten rid of the important bits, and now that we can get our rocket choppas around the corner, trying our darndest to get onto those cannons and things, but things are going to get sloppy and messy here in a second. This is not going super duper well. There have been a bunch of fizzles on my base, but this is not going to be one of them. We are going to be the fizzle factor here. Definitely need that sniper tower gone. Those Zookas not doing us any sort of favors, and we are about to fizzle in a big way. The only hope I have is getting out of the range of that cannon, swinging around this far left-hand side, and then trying our darndest to get as wide as we can out of the range of that cannon. Did a decent job there of getting towards that engine room, but we're not going to be... Actually, you know what? I might be able to just salvage this a teeny tiny little bit. I need that flare to be oh so precise, though, right about now. Getting away from that cannon. What I've seen a bunch of is people flaring way late. It's amazing just how late some people are flaring. You want, come on, go right. Ugh, no GBE to go right, and as a result, we are gonna lose. I wonder if we would have gotten that. Nope, they're not gonna fizzle. They're just very slow. Heavy choppas with mechs. You can't be slower than that. That is mind-blowingly crazy. we're going to keep going. I was tempted to just stop recording and collect my chests with my feet up. Definitely do better attacks, especially when getting warmed up. So please don't judge me. Let's see what we can do. That is a far more straightforward base. By the way, where the flare point is right by this ST. Working with Ronan yesterday, also known as Scarecrow. Big shout out to him. Actually, one of the funnier things I've heard this season, that's with Mechs and... But anyways, I'm gonna mix in a mech here because why the heck not? We are gonna send the mech over to that far left. We are going to get you over there and then you over here, my friendly rocket choppas. And then we're going to escape with that left-hand side, getting some rifles to join our mech. It will be a tad slow, but now that we've got that mech out front and those rifles out front, sending the rest of the troops in. I have not tried a heck of a lot of mechs mixed with rocket choppas. Not sure it's the right call, but we need to move left. Those right-hand side rocket choppas were done for if we let them continue on forwards. I've heard of people mixing in a mech. It's definitely going to slow us down a little bit, but I don't feel that we need to be super duper fast. This season, more than any season, I've been amazed by just how poor some of the hits have been. People are not terribly fast, so we are not going to stress too much as we try to get around all of the things, get around that cannon, and then we're going to get onto that engine room, only losing one rocket choppa in the process. Definitely slower because of that mech. Should have been more like 253, 254. Buck Rogers is probably going to beat us as a result. No, he didn't. Huzzah! 1 second faster. First win of the day at 9:12 a.m. Just to let you know exactly what the heck I'm working with time-wise. That is just a huge relief. That means we can claim this chest in gold. Even if we get 2 engine rooms, we'll claim it in gold. We'll get some heavy choppas. Definitely, probably going to need to mix some, what am I trying to say here? GBE in with those guys, but this left-hand side looks reasonable. And I've just been going hard left. We're going to get rid of going back to Old Faithful. We're going to send you up on that side. We're going to send you up on this side. And then we're going to wait a little teeny tiny bit. And then same deal. Rocket Choppa, Rocket Choppa, Rocket Choppa. I've actually saying the A. I always made me cringe saying Choppa. But for whatever reason in 2024, I've become comfortable enough with the name of this stupid troops to say the A's. Before there was no effing way. Let's get all of these things down. Then we're going to flare over to this side. Let some of those rifles catch up. Otherwise, that gosh darned cannon was going to take one of our rocket choppas down. I think it might have still done so. Going to flare wide left. Then we're going to flare over there, hoping that we can get around that cannon. I don't think it's going to happen. One of them always decides to skip over to that right-hand side, onto that engine room, trying to get it down without fizzling. This is the risk that you take with all rocket choppas shooting over the top of all of those. Come on, one shot is all we needed. Did not get it. Shouldn't have rushed it. Our opponent is going... Oh, you know what? We had some rifles left coming over, but they weren't going to make a difference anyways. So that cannon on that edge, I tried to get around it, just didn't do it. 2 fizzles out of 3, not great. Wish we could see our opponent's time without doing math. Let's see what they brought to the table. Kavan and rifles, and Kavan and rocket choppas. That is an interesting choice. Longer term, not a great choice, I don't feel like, but as you can see, it's working for them. I've only got 2 cannons over there. They are going to be able to go right through those. We got crushed. We retreated. would have won, probably, but more importantly, into the heavy choppas. That was goal number 1. And if you're wondering why I didn't unlock rocket launchers or medkits, it's because I wasn't totally sure if I wanted to go for heavy choppas or into seekers. We have now made that choice. Into heavy choppas we go. We are going to max those. That's going to give us the highest amount of health. And now out come the rocket launchers. Going to leave the medkits at tick 1 for the second. That should be somewhat useful. Now we just need to figure out where the heck to place our rockets. This is not something I'm going to recommend because it's going to be ugly. But we are going to build a base. I am going to protect this not too much. Let's move this other rocket over into this neighborhood. Where do we want people to go? I think we're going to place our rocket launcher up front. Actually, I think we're going to move these guys back just a touch, making room for that rocket launcher up the front. And the reason for that is if you do some drawing here, this line from here to here is shorter than this line. So what you want is people to think, oh, okay, we're going to clear this sniper tower. Then they drop their troops over here. And instead of them walking to here, they end up walking over to here. That is the goal. We might want to move this back a little bit just to be super, super, super sure that the troops walk towards that rocket launcher. And again, that is why the flare point is back in here. That way your troops start walking and then continue on. That's with Mech-Zooka. I'll show you that in a second. But first, we're going to try to claim this next chest by not screwing up too much. I am going to mix in a boat of rifles, I feel like. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure on the GBE costs of these things. It's been a minute. So it is 8 GBE for those heavy choppas. So we're just going to use 2 of them for the second. I think that should get us going. What are we going to do here? I have many thoughts here. I kind of want to do a silly thing. So we're going to send... I am going to use a flare. We're going to flare up to there. And we're going to send 3 boats. Let's send 3 boats over to this right-hand side, repeating that flare because we only have tick 3 flares. And then as that gets going, we're going to get our rifles moving. There is that right-hand side handled. And now we can get all of this stuff out. Is that going to be a good idea? Not entirely sure. But the heavy choppa should turn towards the right. Rocket choppas, that right-hand side is handled. This left-hand side is handled. Seems to be going decently well. Making this up on the fly. There is no logic involved. There is no prior attacks I've seen involved. It's just flying by the old-fashioned seat of pants as that heavy choppa gets out front. That is fantastic. Everything about this is going exactly as I'd hoped. We just flared that engine room and we didn't need to because our opponent has, of course, retreated. 2 minutes, 54 seconds. Pretty happy with that hit. Just for making it up, our first heavy choppa hit. Pretty darn happy altogether. They've got 1 rocket choppa stuck in the middle. Rocket launchers only going to get stronger. Heavy choppas, just a reminder, these heavy choppas, they're just working as a meat shield on their own. Those heavies they're bringing back are way over here. They are tick 1 heavy. These are level 8 heavies, equivalent to like if your headquarters level 9 or something along those lines. This person force quit even though they've lost and retreated. So that is a big thumbs down from me. Their battle has finally finished. We've got the stars to prove it. Let's do one more. Would love to hear your thoughts on if you're mixing in rifles with your heavy choppas to save some gunboat energy. Probably doesn't make a ton of sense because we don't need a ton of GBE. So we'll try it out with 3 on this instance. Only 2 cannons back there. We are gonna do the exact same hit. We're gonna try to save ourselves 1 flare though. Getting back there These guys are faster than Zookas and the rest, so we shouldn't need to worry too much getting that next guy out there. And now this, and then you go up that side, you go up that side, and we've got a 3-pronged attack bit by stinking little bit. A little bit worried about that sniper tower, unfortunately. That sniper tower doing more damage than I would have liked it to. Just needed to go down before that rocket Choppa did. Didn't get any success there. And now, I guess we could throw some medkits back here. Just probably could have done a medkit earlier. Medkits do work on rocket Choppas. We'll talk about where to throw them in a second, but for right now, doing good things. Engine rooms going down 1 by stinking little 1. More medkits on those rocket Choppas. And we've got all the engine rooms down at 251? Okay, not bad at all. Good enough that I should be able to push up into 17, 18, I do believe. Rocket, ooh, this person coming in with this hit. I love that I get to show you this hit. This is exactly what I am thinking of doing on my other account. Absolutely crushing me. So these hits, I have seen these hits for a couple days now. What people are doing is clearing using Mech and Zooka up in this direction or up in this direction usually, but because I've got more stuff, I don't really know which direction they went. And then, so we'll just go something like this. Then they're sending a different troop, which is of course Seekers. Seekers, you know what? That didn't work out so well, did it? We're gonna switch this to be our green. Come on, give us the green. So Mechs going that way, Seekers coming up and then back around. And by the time the Seekers arrived, this whole left-hand side has been cleared by Mechs, and the Seekers just make it that much faster. So let's have a look here. See what Chorus Shop Do has got for us. There are the Mechs and Miss Everspark clearing, and they might even go left side with, nope, there goes the Seekers on that right hand side as predicted. You see how slow these drops are? Going slow, just clearing with those beautiful free critters. Oh, no one, not even using Zookas on this left hand side. I like that. I have seen on the bases with things that are super built up on the right, people are bringing Zookas. Mechs getting those shocks out on that microwaver. So frustrating to see that microwaver shocked. And now getting back, I'm not sure what the theory was there, maybe trying to get their critters to spread a little bit, but Mechs just walking through all of this stuff. My base definitely is outdated, but even still, you're not going to stop that attack. So Seekers this season, I have seen some awful Seeker fizzles. There have been some players who don't fully understand Seekers trying to use them on their own. Mixing in a Mech, mixing in some Mech-Zookas. Great way to go. Speaking of, here is my rifle Mech attack strat. Now, if you look at my log, it looks pretty darn great. Down in the bottom there below this was a huge string of red though. So there is a cautionary tale here. Don't go into 5 engine rooms unless you have boom cannons. Yesterday it was fine. Today it is awful. And as a result, I am 3 keys short of artillery. But if you have both building damage and boom cannons, it's a great time to get into 5 engine rooms. Even if you don't have building damage, you can get into 5 engine rooms, but know that you're going to struggle against some bases. If we have a look at my log here, person got 1 engine room, 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 3 engine rooms. So D Daniel, I think you're a subscriber. I think you comment frequently. That is the best attack against this base. I'll show you what D Daniel did. 3 boats, heavy Choppas with Everspark, and then I'm assuming Seekers are going to be coming here in a second. I assume there has to be Seekers coming here in a second. We shall find out in a second. Getting your stuff up, trying to get onto that shock mine right there, not getting a heck of a lot of value, little bit unlucky there. But Seekers coming in hot and heavy. Shock Mines also coming in hot and heavy. Nothing left to flare. 3 engine rooms. And then look as those Seekers get absolutely, absolutely melted. So the lifespan of Seekers may be coming to a close as people start to get things like boom cannons and flamethrowers. Because majority of people that I've seen, myself included, are going down through artillery, through flamethrowers, and then either through that garbage, which we will have to use Cryoneer boost, I suppose, or through bullet. Do note that that boost is 26, bullet is 42, so probably through bullet, but artillery is where I am most excited, and artillery is going to have to wait till tomorrow, unless, of course, I can somehow get up to rank 18. 17, fresh and new, probably going to fall out of it because anytime I get a new rank and you guys are here with me, bad things happen. So, let's see what we can do. I think I lost to Dublin's Den either in the other half of the video or earlier this morning. So shout out to Dublin's Den. We are now 1-1 on the season. Now, a couple times I've sent one boat of mechs to this left-hand side, just trying to save some stuff to go right. Got rid of that. That has not been working for me at all. If you're wondering where some time went in that, I just sneezed my face off. Didn't want to blow your eardrums. We're going to send 2 boats mechs over there, 2 boats mechs over here. Now, here's the deal. This is probably fairly obvious, but make sure your mechs get way, way, way ahead of your Zookas. Otherwise, those mortars are just going to ruin your life. Also note that you probably either need the GBE node or you need to upgrade your gunboat past tick 1. Otherwise, you can't use 6 boats of mechs with 2 boats of Zookas. You have to go 7 and 3. So as soon as you start to introduce more and more mechs into your life, do know that you need to change things a little bit. And why I'm using Cryoneers, you might be asking. I'm experimenting. I don't know if Cryoneers are the right answer at the moment or not, but so far no one has cleared my base. So until they do, I'm going to keep messing with different troop combos. This is the best time. When you have a strong base, it just makes life so much easier because you can experiment a little bit. Obviously, I need to clear all of the bases, but don't have to be picture perfect, which definitely removes a little bit of stress. You see, this is why we send 2 boats mechs to that bottom side. It looked like it was super straightforward, that we'd walk through it without any difficulty, and then things go a little bit wonky. So our mechs on the back right are in a little bit of danger. We've got 0 Zookas left, and that, of course, is why we have shifted to fewer and fewer boats of Zookas. The Zookas are just dying in a big, big, big way. This mech also gonna die. Opponent, as per usual, only got 1 engine room. We're about to get a couple more engine rooms. I am going to try to walk this back right mech into those boom mines to try and speed this up a little bit. Maybe. That's probably the fastest course of action. We need to get 1 more engine room, which shouldn't be a heck of a big deal. And there it goes. We are going to pick up the win. Maybe, just maybe, if we flare onto that cannon, we can get that mech to die a little bit faster. That is going to get that mech down, and then we can retreat, save ourselves a couple seconds. Didn't care about that final engine room because, of course, we picked up the win. I gotta say, it's really, really nice to have one account that's defensive this season and one that's offensive. Let's see what Snuffler did. I kind of assumed they going right. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I figured people would try that. Need to get your flare up a little bit high. Oh, I kind of assumed that's where I assumed the flare was going to go to in the first case. Those 2 engine rooms on the end, super, super, super appealing, of course. And then, ooh, they flared the engine room and that set it off. So look how quickly those rocket Choppas and heavy Choppas get shot down. That's probably the way to go, though, I would think. 7 times win streak. We're going to keep going until I get tired of this, I suppose. Need to push 2 accounts, which is a weird, awkward, like 2 accounts is a great idea until 2 accounts is not a great idea. I hope that makes sense. I doubt it does. We are going to go something like this. Send in 3 boats off to the right, flaring over to there. Get those troops going. Gonna hit some shock mines. Don't really care. Let's get 1 more flare just for the sake of it. And then we're going to get our stuff moving. This is the important bit right here, getting this stuff off the beach fairly quickly. This person does not have mortars, so it should, in theory, be an easy win, but every time I've seen an easy win, I can somehow screw that up. So our mechs are going to get on top of things. We've got a couple Zookas back there. We're going to ignore that back bit. All this, you know what? I'm kind of tempted to, this is where mechs are serving 0 purpose. Like, I mean, not mechs. This is where Cryoneers are serving 0 purpose. I would love to send 1 more boat back there to get a little bit more oomph. I would also love to have smoke, to be completely honest, but Kavan is a long ways away, and I feel like Flamethrowers going to be a little bit stronger for me. This left-hand side going down. Definitely this right-hand side is the one that's in question, and I love it when I can finish a base and not have the hot pot pop. It is so satisfying to see that prototype just completely and utterly wasted. Because it's down, troops are going to ignore it and go towards the engine room, which can be useful if you have someone using rocket choppas, for example. Oh, we got cleared! Impressive. I gotta watch this attack. I assume that heavy choppa, rocket choppa from that left-hand side, but we will find out here in a second. We will definitely get all the engine rooms, but it's just a matter of if... Oh, there it goes. Rocket, the mech brain. Sorry, I was so set on getting everything finished that we were going to take it down. The fact they've got that boom surprise far left, I think I call it a hot pot, means that they very likely have been using heavy choppa, rocket choppa. This base is set up to stop rocket choppa, which means they're probably using it. Oh man, it popped up. It even got a couple Zookas on the walk, so double sadness. Didn't even get the satisfaction of getting all of our... Oh, wiggle, a little bit of a wiggle there from that mech as our troops take down the engine room. That right there. I knew it was going to come at some point. I thought it would be a little bit later. Sejimi? I don't know. Let's see. I kind of assume they're going to do the exact same flare pattern that... Oh, they didn't! Rifles with Kavan and second wind. Lots of rocket choppas, no heavy choppas, which makes sense. You've got way more GBE, so just walking through the base using rocket choppas, well done. Kavan, so tempting. I'm not going to go down this account, but maybe the other one, I don't know. Need to figure out my tech tree at some point here. GG, lost, and lost hard. I like the fact that, you know what's going to happen though. Anytime you have a 7 or 8 times win, you're going to get up against someone who has the GBE or the extra Kavan or whatever the heck it may be. The Cryoneers were definitely the weak point of my attack. Now I need to focus, now that we've got the defenses there though, need to focus on the offensive stuffs. Okay, we back. Had a bit of a pause there. Now we're gonna go just straight. Oh, I forgot to get rid of the stupid, gosh darn Cryoneers. But this right-hand side should be fairly straightforward, I think. Sorry, paused. I have many kids here at the moment. It is still Christmas break here in Canada, and wife and kids going on a hike, so always saying goodbye, but middle of the attack meant I forgot to get rid of the Cryoneers. That is my mistake, but this base should be fairly straightforward. Just gonna walk through all this stuff. 2 mechs on the left, everything else on the right. Cryoneers giving a bit of value because they're gonna walk over those boom mines and hit the shock mines, hopefully, and that's where having Kavan would be so helpful. Kavan's rifles, even if you don't have rifles, means that they get ahead of your troops. They trip those shock mines as that Cryoneer does it for us. Not ideal. Not what I was hoping, and now we just need our Zookas to get rid of that cannon, so that actually works out fairly well. All of the things coming together bit by stinking little bit, but my goodness, I cannot wait for artillery. I am so sick and tired of shock mines. Shock mines are just so ridiculous. I am about to lose yet again. Need to get that flare. Stupid. Extra losing now. As I timed it off by half a second. Can't be all sunshine and rainbows, but overall, pretty darn happy with where this account's headed. My heavy Choppa rocket Choppa account should join it in 17. I am almost certain. Lots and lots of good things happening on both accounts. But like I said, it definitely took a bit. It was a bit painful to get through without boom cannons, and had to drop down to iron, which... again, another sad trombone. We are going to leave the video there, though, so do let me know where you're hitting. Make darn sure that you are using these guys, the Melaniers. I have seen so many people using regular Bombardiers. Melaniers, the giant bouncing melons, are the strongest troop in Boom Beach. At the moment, anyways, they're up for debate for the strongest troop of all time. Lasertrons probably take that, maybe heavy Choppas, but for operations especially, get those melons bouncing all over. I am Zedmot, wishing you a fantastic, happy new year. Let me know in the comments how your warships are going, where you're at, what your goals are, and happy new year yet again. I'm Zedmot. Thank you for coming in. Like, share, subscribe, click the comment bell, click the buttons. I lost my train of thought. It has derailed. I'm Zedmot. Thanks for coming in. Peace.